Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Angela, nurse practitioner. Good to see you guys. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome. So this is open to anything and everything that you want to know about GLPs, hormones. We are a nice, safe group, so we can talk and discuss anything and everything that you want to know. So happy Tuesday. All right. So you guys are allowed to ask anything and I will answer. I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm actually based in Medina. Okay. Well, this might be a long day. Can't even talk today. So I am in Medina, Ohio. We offer a free consultation. So what that entails is you can call us and my team. We will talk about anything and everything that you want to know about. So I ask that you please share my live. I ask that you follow both of my pages. I have Recrea Health as my main page, and my backup page is Recrea Wellness. And what we can do is the free consultation is basically if you're on a GLP anywhere else in the country, you are more than welcome to call us, and my team will talk with you, and we'll go over all of the information that you want to know just to keep you safe. My whole goal is to educate you and make sure that you get the information to keep you safe. Because you can get sick on these, and a lot of times you're not getting any information at all, and that's what's very scary. Is because you can honestly get these from anywhere, and you can definitely get sick on them. So you want to be very, very careful. Sherry, I just saw that you were on the other page and now you're on this page. I love that. But yes, I am live on two pages because I am trying to grow my backup page, which is Recrea Wellness, and then my main page is Recrea Health. So you can see me on both lives. I don't know. Hey, I haven't been told that I can't do that. So I try to be on both of them. So if you are seeing me on both, that's what's happening. So anything and everything that you guys want to know. So what I will do is I will just start my free consultation. So these meds work in 3 ways, and I clump them together, tirzepatide and sema, because they are very similar. They're one molecule different and a whole lot of money different. So I really do just generally put them together. So they work 3 ways. 1, they shut down the noise. They get rid of the I'm craving, I'm hungry. So what we tell people in that first month is really just kind of listen to that. Pay attention to your mind telling you, hey, you're not hungry, you're not craving, and really listen to that. The second way that they work is they work by slowing down your digestion. So you just can't eat as much. So what we tell people is pay attention to that. Do not eat to full, because if you eat to full, you're going to end up throwing up, which is not comfortable at all. So you just want to eat to that, hey, I feel the food in my stomach, and that's it. And if you don't know what that feeling is, then you need to eat very, very slowly. And really, it's that uncomfortable, really that feeling of, ugh, most of us do know that feeling of I ate too much. So that's that feeling that you want to avoid, because you can be really uncomfortable, especially on these meds. You can feel really uncomfortable. The third way that they work is insulin resistance. What that means is, as we age, just age in general, but just, like PCOS is an insulin resistance issue, but just also as we get heavy, we can have more insulin resistance. That's kind of what diabetes is. I said kind of, but there's, what happens is our body doesn't process that blood sugar properly. So it is putting that sugar wherever it wants to. It's not managing our levels properly. So But what the meds do is it starts processing it that better. So it starts putting it out of our system better and putting it in the proper places. So that is what insulin resistance means. So when you have insulin issues, your hormones aren't working right, your kidneys aren't working right, your heart isn't working right. A lot of the systems in your body aren't working right. So what happens is your system is going to start functioning better. And then if you don't want to get pregnant, you need to be careful, because I have had 10 women become pregnant in our practice because the insulin resistance helps the hormones, helps you become, can correct that fertility issue. So we have had a lot of people become pregnant on these. So you really, really want to be careful with that. Okay, so the questions are starting to come in. I love this. Okay, guys. So the first question is Splenda. Yes, I actually use Truvia and Splenda, and they're fine. They're really, really fine. You want to stay away from the sugars, though, like the white sugars and brown sugar. You definitely want to stay away from those. Can I please ask everybody to please share my live? I would really appreciate it. I'm probably going to be on until about 2, I would say. So we're just getting started. So if you could please share my live, I would really appreciate it. And then if you could please follow both of my pages, I would really appreciate that as well. Thank you, everybody, so far for all of the hearts. That's fantastic. And thank you for, if you could feel it in your hearts, to give me any of the gifts. Actually, I just saw, they didn't have this on here before, but it says encourage your viewers to send gifts. And thank you for the support that you do give me. So I do really appreciate that, because at one point I heard we weren't allowed to encourage you to give us gifts. So I appreciate you giving me gifts. I really do appreciate that. What are my thoughts on Lipo-C and B12? Okay, did I bring this in here? Oh my gosh, I did not. Darn it. Okay. So when Veronica gets off the phone, I'll have her bring it in. I love Lipo-C. We actually have one. It's called Lipo-Burn. It's actually a pill. So it's really difficult to give yourself an intramuscular injection. And the needle is huge, and it has to go into your muscle. So it is very difficult to give that to yourself. So we actually have a version available that's in a pill, and it's called Lipo-Burn. So if you can't give yourself that needle, that big needle, because it does have to go into your big muscle, which usually the easiest way to do that to yourself is in your thigh. And what we do is we have a pill form available now, and you can get that from us. So DM us, or we can ship it. So just DM us and we can get you that information. So, definitely reach out to us and we can help you with that. But I think Lipo-C with B12 is great, but you have to be careful, because if your GLPs have B12 in them or B6 in them, you need to be careful with any of those Lipo-Minos or Lipo-Mino-Cs or Lipo-Burn or any of those, because they do have B12 and B6 in them. So you want to be careful with those. Somebody else asked, is there any issue for anybody that has had any of the gastric sleeves? No. There's no issue at all. You said 10 years post-op. Actually, I believe you could probably do them 6 months post-op. You would definitely want to talk to your gastric sleeve doctor or your gastric doctor and ask them to be sure. But I have had multiple patients in my practice that have failed their gastric surgeries, and they have done very, very well on the procedures. So absolutely, you can do that. I have to sneeze. I am so sorry. Excuse me. And they usually come in twos, just to forewarn you. I don't know if the second one's coming or not. Katie, took a couple weeks off. Do I need to start over? Yes. Anytime you go over 14 days, excuse me. Anytime you go off if you go off over 14 days, you need to go off or go back down in dose. I do recommend going down to at least dose 1 or dose 2, because you will feel sick and you don't want to throw up or get really nauseous. So over 10 or over 14 days, you do need to restart. And now you can move up fairly quickly. You might be able to move back up like every week to 2 weeks, but you do want to go back down to either the lowest dose or the second to lowest dose. I think I injected too close to my belly button. Could that be why I don't feel any effects? I don't know if that would be why you don't feel any effects, but it could definitely be. I mean, it might be because there's not as much fat there. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I can't answer that question. I'm sorry, Lacey. Do you know if GLP causes a rash? Typically, it's not the GLP causing the rash. It is the stuff that's mixed with it that causes the rash. We have a dog in the office, so we have bones for him. So it is typically what is in it that causes the rash. So talk to your provider because they could probably mix that up for you and get you something a little bit different. All right. Let me see here. I can't do my Lipo-C in the muscle, so I don't do it in the. I do it in the fat 4 times a week. That might be a little bit hard on your liver because lipo has to go process through your liver. So I would really check with your provider on that one, Dream Angel, because I don't know if it's recommended for that. We've never done lipo. First of all, I've never done it in the fat. Second of all, I've never done it more than once a week. I know it is indicated for maybe twice a week, but you have to get your liver function test checked because it is processed through the liver. The fat is processed through the liver. So you need to be very, very careful with that one. So I would definitely check on that with your provider because I don't know. I've only done it intramuscular. But Dream Angel, we do have an oral version. So I would, I'm very concerned about that, honestly. I don't think that's a good idea. Because it's not meant to be through the muscle. I don't like that idea. All right. Sorry about that. So hair loss. That is always a question. So that is definitely something that we always talk about here. So hair loss, you have to get your protein. So what we highly recommend is that you get your protein. You can do protein waters. This is one of my new favorite waters, which is Ready. And what I highly recommend is that this has 20 grams of protein in it. This is on my main page, which is Recrea Health. And if you're on my Recrea Wellness page, you can go over to my Recrea Health page and you can get this there. And it has 20 grams. It also has your electrolytes in it. So this is something that you can get if you don't like the protein shakes. But protein shakes are really good. Power Lift is also another protein water. This has 10 grams of protein, but it also has BCAAs, which are really good for muscle recovery. This is also on my main page, which is Recrea Health. So you can go to both of those pages and you can get that there. The other thing is I also like Herbalife for protein, but there's so many different proteins out there that you can try. The reason I like Herbalife is because it doesn't have whey in it, and there's so many different flavors. But it is completely up to you. But you have to get your protein. I like collagen. I like the Nutrafol. It is one of my favorite collagens, and you need to make sure that you are getting a hair vitamin. I like the Nutrafol hair vitamin as well. I'm sorry, there was a glare on the Recrea Health page. So I like Nutrafol a lot. And these are all available. You can DM and I can get those for you. On my TikTok page, I have this Vitagreen. This is a lot less expensive than the Nutrafol, so this is something you can get for the hair as well. I'm actually experiencing, yes, GLPs can mess up your monthly cycle. That's what they do. Let it balance out, but if that doesn't work, then you need to talk to your GYN. So that's what I recommend. I can't do whey. A lot of people are totally fine on whey. Whey bloats me, gives me horrid gas, and it gives me diarrhea. So I just can't do whey. So that's me. So are desserts off limits? Good question. So yes, they should be. Okay. Desserts put me in that position to begin with. Okay. So desserts aren't good for us to begin with. So any carbs in the ready, somebody asked, there are one carb in here. And it is not sugar. It is, it doesn't say, but it's got 0 grams of sugar. It's not bad tasting when it's cold. When it's cold, it's really, really good. This is black cherry. So this is actually a pretty good option. It is sweetened with, let me see if I can see it here. Sorry, I'm 51. It's whey isolate. I'm sorry, I'm out of the screen here. Citric acid, natural flavors, monk fruit extract, stevia is the sweetener in it. So it's actually really, really good. I don't promote anything on my page that I don't try. So this is really good. I really do like it. Just to let you know. If you have an expired GLP, can you still take it? That's an excellent question. Well, so, all right, I already got in trouble. Okay, so you guys can't buy anything outside of TikTok. All right, so you know that. Okay, perfect. All right, so I got in trouble. I think all right, I'm frozen. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back, Recreate Health. I'm back. I got in trouble for a minute. I think I'm fixed. Okay, I was in trouble and then it froze. Okay, daggone it. I'm always in trouble over there on that page. I don't know why. There you go. Alrighty. So TikTok is very, very picky. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, but they are. They're very, very picky over there. Okay, so expired GLP. What I would say is, and yes, I am extremely honest, and that's probably why I get in trouble a lot of times on there. But when you have expired meds, you need to talk to your provider and talk to your pharmacy. A lot of times there's leeway in there. So ours is a 30-day leeway in there. And so you need to talk to your specific pharmacy on it because, oh my gosh, now I'm in trouble on Recreate Wellness. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm getting in trouble. Let me fix it. Okay. I think I got a warn. Nope. This time I got in actual trouble. Okay. For Pete's sake. And I don't know why Pete is why we ever said that. My grandma used to say that all the time. Okay. I got in trouble. So DM me if you're interested in anything. Okay. Because I got in trouble. Oh my lordy. Okay. So, okay, there you go. Me in trouble again and again. Always in trouble. Lord have mercy. Okay. So, if you're interested in anything, DM me on TikTok. All right. There you go. All right. So, with that being said, what supplements do I recommend? Collagen. I recommend hair vitamin, and you have to do a protein. You have to. Whatever protein you can figure out, you just need to drink a protein because protein is so important because you just need protein, and you want to make sure that you're getting that protein because if you don't get your protein, you're going to lose your hair and you're going to lose your muscle, and we don't want to do either of those. Okay. So you definitely need that. Women need 100 grams of protein. Guys need 120 at a minimum. Oh, a peptide for eczema. I don't know an answer for that one. I'm going to have to actually research that one. I'll have to get back to you on that one. That's a good one. My son-in-law has eczema really bad. Oh, desserts off limits. Simple carbs should be off limits because desserts have too many calories typically unless you can find protein, a really good protein-based dessert that's low calorie. Manjaro back of the arm, okay in the fat. any fat is good. Yes, the back of the arm is good. I just did a good video a couple days ago, I think actually yesterday, about where to inject. So you can definitely watch that video. It's on my Recrea Health page. So I do lots of videos on my Recrea Health page because that's my main page. So definitely follow that page. And then my Recrea Wellness page is my backup page. See, I got in trouble and I dropped by 90 or 100 people. Isn't that crazy? It's just ridiculous what TikTok does to you. All right, whatever. How much protein do you need? Women are 100 grams a day. Guys are 120. Any carbs in, all right, I answered that. There's no carbs in that. All right, I answered that one. I'm just going back on here to see these questions because it jumped down to the bottom, especially when I got in trouble. All right, I'm taking Sema. All right, plateau. So when you hit a plateau, what you need to do is a free consultation. So I highly recommend that you reach out and DM me because we don't need me getting in trouble, but DM or you can do anything else that you feel like it. But what you're going to do is you're going to DM and we can definitely reach out. My appeal did not get approved, so my in trouble stuck. Okay, whatever. So DM me and I can help you. So when you hit that plateau, then what we can do is we will go over calories, protein, activity, BMI, age, because there's a lot of different things that go into the plateau. So a plateau is, a lot of times it has to do with the BMI, but then it can do more with calories. And we all hate counting calories, but a lot of times we have to because we have to figure out what you're doing because the calories themselves are so important in figuring out you. And women, first of all, nobody should ever go below 1,200. Then women are 13 to 1,400 typically. Guys are typically 16 to 1,800. Now, everybody is different. So we just have to figure out specifically what you need. And that is what we are really good at here at the clinic. So if you just reach out to us, we can help you. So I hope I answered the question for hair loss, but hair loss is protein. And that's what I got in trouble for because I mentioned collagen. So collagen is really good. So you can, I know what I did now, but DM, but collagen is really good. I like Nutrafol. There's a really good hair vitamin, Nutrafol as well. This is they have one for over 50, which is a really good one. And it's got a DHEA blocker in it. It has curcumin for, inflammation and all that stuff in it as well. This collagen actually has CoQ10 in it, which is really good for your heart. So that's got some added different bonuses. This is on my TikTok as well. This is on my main page, Recrea Health. So if you're interested, you can go check this out. So, but you also make sure you're getting your protein. Women, 100 grams, guys, 120 grams. And you make sure that you're getting that. That's going to protect your muscle and your hair loss. All right. So that is how you help that, those things. All right. And I answered the question about whey. Whey is very specific to me. And actually, darn it, I just did a video on bloating. I should have put that in that video that whey can cause bloating. Pea protein is actually another really good thing that if you can't tolerate whey, you can do pea protein as well. That is also something that is really good for you. Okay. Let me find where I'm at here. 1 second. Dakota D, blow it off. But you know what? They have shut me down for 2 weeks before, so I have to be careful because I don't want to be shut off because then you guys miss me and I miss you and then I'm bored. So, it's one of those things. All right, gray market, my opinion, okay? Remember, this is my opinion on the gray market. I just did a video on this. It's on my Recrea Health page. You need to be careful, okay? You have to be careful on the gray market because They are not tested. I actually just did a class with the Board of Pharmacy, Ohio Board of Pharmacy, that was talking about the gray market. I am not allowed to prescribe anything from the gray market. I can lose my license if I prescribe anything from the gray market. So, Twin Timmy, that should answer the question for you. I am not allowed to prescribe from there. And if I prescribe from there, I can lose my license. So that should answer the question for you. So basically, anything from the gray market is not approved by the FDA. It's not approved by the pharmacies. It's not approved by the local boards of pharmacies. I only work with FDA regulated pharmacies, and that's to protect you and to protect me. Because the things that are in the gray market are coming over from overseas somewhere, and we don't know where they're coming from. We don't know if they're actually legit medications. We don't know anything about those medications. So, you know, that's scary. And that's my opinion on the gray market. All right, so if you hit that stall and you're not Elling anymore, then what I would do is recommend reaching out for a free consultation, because that is the only way that I can help you. It's difficult to help you on here. So really, honestly, the free consultation is the way to go. So what I would do is reach out and we can definitely help you. So, because we have to look at your BMI, calories, you know, you could DM and we could start a conversation there. And really, honestly, that is the best way. So please do that. All right. So, if you need more information on that, just reach out and we'll definitely help you. Same with you, Laura. So you said you've stalled. And a lot of times it comes down to the calories and it comes down to your BMI. Once you get into that BMI of 24.9 to 28, 29, it gets difficult. And you really honestly do have to change things up. So yes, Laura, you said at Recrea Health, and there's no space in there. And then the other page is at Recrea Wellness. Again, no space. So my clinic name is Recrea Health and Wellness. So we just kind of split it up for my TikTok. And then, I can't say that. Forget it. Sorry. All right. So you can be on these forever. Okay. I've actually been on them now for almost 4 years. I have no intentions of getting off. Sometimes changing, you're right, Kathy Rock, sometimes changing the injection sites can help a stall. So a lot of people have been saying that lately. I've always done my stomach, but some people have changed up their injection site, which makes absolutely no logic sense to me whatsoever as a nurse practitioner. But changing your site can help a stall. So you can try that. The other thing is the lipo burn. That can help a stall also. So you could try that as well. So that might be something you try. Could menopause put a halt on weight loss? Absolutely, 100%. We do testing. We do hormones as well. We do bioidentical hormones. So if you are interested, please reach out to us and we can definitely help you. So just reach out to us anytime. And we service 49 states. Our pricing for S is $299 in most states, and our pricing for T is $450. In most states. So if you are interested, please reach out to us, DM us, and we can definitely help you. All right. Thoughts on GLP for history of chronic pancreatitis. If you have pancreatitis, you probably should not start these, because taking these do put you at a risk for pancreatitis, especially if you've had pancreatitis. So Luke, it is not recommended unless you can be very, very closely monitored by somebody, and it depends on what your amylase and lipase levels are. So you probably would not be a candidate unless you could be very, very closely monitored. All right. Wow, your A1C went from 7.7 now to 5.1. That is phenomenal. I've seen that so many times. It's really good to hear that, because it is so impressive and it does happen all the time. Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Is it advisable to receive shots 1 year after a tummy tuck? Heck yeah. Absolutely. 100% you can do that. 100%. After surgery, you can take them within a week to 2. You just really have to watch the constipation related to the pain meds that you're on after surgery, because we don't want you to increase the constipation. You know, that's the one thing that we don't want to happen. All right. I'm just reading the question. Sorry, guys. I'm on tea, stomach sick every week. How do I stop this? Okay. First of all, get rid of all simple carbs in your diet. That can definitely make your stomach sick. Get Zofran to make sure that's not an issue. Make sure you're getting your vegetables. Make sure you're moving your bowels every day. Take a probiotic. This is Jill, so that is a lady. I love this. This is called Leafair. This is a probiotic that is available on my Recrea Health page. Oh my gosh, I love that St. Rose. Your A1C went from 11 to 5.6. Phenomenal. That is such good information. I love seeing that. That is just amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh, I saw the next name and I thought this said something else. It is PENS, and my eyeballs didn't want to see that. They wanted to see another word. You guys can all use your imagination. But this stuff is amazing. I used to have to take Miralax absolutely every day. And when I started taking Leafair, and you can see the color of the bottle. So even if you can't read the words, you can see the color of the bottle. And if you go to my Recrea Health page, you can see this video. I just posted one a little bit ago. And this stuff is amazing. And it actually has vaginal health in it as well. So guys, get this for your ladies, and ladies, get this. This stuff is phenomenal. And it helps with the bowels, but it also helps with the girly health. And it really does work. And it is amazing. Okay. You take 2 a day, and they're gummies, and they actually do taste good. All right. So thoughts on supplementing with weekly B12. If your compounded does not come with B12 in it, then yes, it will be pink if it has B12 in it. Then if it doesn't have that in it, yes, you need to take a supplement of B12, B6. Our LipoBurn that I talk about has that in it, and it is very good for you. It has fat burners in it, immune support, and it has energy support in it. DM if you're interested. And it's $70 a month, but it is phenomenal, and it works really, really well and gives you a lot of that vitamin and energy support that you really need when you're on these, if you're not getting it from another source. That's the same thing with the Lipo-C with B12. If you do the LipoBurn, because a lot of people can't give themselves the intramuscular injection, and that's where that LipoBurn comes in there. So if you have pancreatitis, you think you have pancreatitis, you have left upper quadrant pain, go immediately to the emergency room. Do not play around. Go to the emergency room, get that checked, because that's not fun and that's a lot of pain. Just didn't want you feeling bad. I know. You know what? I've been in trouble so many times now. I've been doing this for quite a few months, and I've actually had full-on restrictions where I've been off for 2 weeks, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I never say anything terrible either. I just get in trouble, and I don't like it because I'm only here to teach and educate. I'm not trying to be bad, but you know, it is what it is. But what can I say? I know. I just try so bad, or I try so hard to be a good girl, but you know, I'm just brutally honest, and that just gets me in trouble. So what did I say about Miralax? Okay. So I was somebody that had to be on Miralax every single day. And I would not move my bowels unless I would have Miralax every single day. So what I do now is I take Metamucil. Still, I like the gummies, and I do 3 of those every day. So you work up to 3 a day. You take 1 a day for a couple of days, 2 a day for a couple of days, 3 every day. Then I try to get my vegetables in as well, and then I take my Leafair, like this. And you see the pink bottle with the yellow. You know exactly what it is when you go to my main page, Recrea Health. So I take this every day as well. Then Oh, I didn't bring it in here. I also have a magnesium 14-in-1 that is on my TikTok, on my Recreate Health page. I love that stuff. It has the mag citrate. It has 10 magnesiums in it. So anyways, with those two and my Metamucil, I really have been doing great on my bowels. So Miralax I use if I don't feel like I have had a sufficient bowel movement one day. Then I will take my Miralax. Now, with taking this one and taking the magnesium, I've only had to do the Miralax maybe twice a week, and it has been phenomenal. So what I would really recommend is doing that regimen I just said, but having that Miralax available just in case you still don't move your bowels every day. And then if you're not moving your bowels every day, so say like you go 2-3 days without going, this one, and I haven't done a video on this in a while, but there's one video, so if you're scrolling through my videos and you see a toilet seat with a pill bottle sitting on the back and it looks this color, it's this one. I know, it's a funny video, but this one is really the big mega one. This one rip-roared through me and was like the big daddy. But that's what we'll call it, the big daddy. This one is brutal. It is, but I mean, I would highly recommend it, but it is really intense. But I would take one the first time instead of two. I took two because that's what it said on the bottle, and I regretted doing that. So you just take one and see how it does, and then you can take two if you need to. But it's all natural, and it really does work. So that is what I do for bowels. So Metamucil gummies, work up to 3 a day. Leaf Air, the magnesium at bedtime, which also helps with pain. Then I take Miralax. If I don't go for 1 day, if you're not somebody that goes every day, then I would take Miralax every day as well. Then if you don't go for 2 or 3 days, then that's when you bring out this guy. Okay, so that's what I do for my bowels. And it works pretty well. But I do highly recommend that you have a bowel movement every single day. Okay, it is so important because this will put you in the hospital for impaction and severe constipation. That is typically the side effect that will put people in the hospital. So you definitely want to make sure that your bowels are moving every day. Okay, so you're welcome, Dakota D, anytime. Hydration is also an extremely important thing. So you want to make sure that you're getting 64 to 80 ounces typically. Every glass of caffeine, you want to make sure that you're doing an additional matching glass of water on top of your 64 to 80 ounces. This stuff does count as your water. So this one is 16 ounces, 16.9 ounces. So this would count as your water. So you can count this in as your water intake. Okay, do you gain back if you stop the injections? My recommendation to prevent that is never, ever stop abruptly. Wean off. Okay, you need to wean off. So that is what you want to do. So actually, let me answer this question because I didn't see it. I think I'm going to do a video and call this the Big Daddy because that's funny that you referred to this as G-Lo as the Big Daddy. It was less than 8 hours that the Big Daddy worked. I took it, I think, like after work, and I was up all night going to the bathroom. That's how quick it worked. Okay, so how do you wean off? So what we do is we decrease the dose down to the first dose or the second dose. Then you go to 10 days and then to 14 days, and you stay there until that noise is controlled, and then you can go out further. Now, some people just choose to stay at the 10 or 14 days and just keep injecting there because it decreases your costs. So a lot of times it's just like a peace of mind knowing that you keep those noises under control at that point. Or they'll go to once a month, and then it's just kind of like, okay, I like this. Or they'll just cut it out at that point. But, okay, big giant but here. You have to continue living the way you were living when you were on these. Now, that means you have to continue the calories that you've been eating, continue the protein, continue the hydration, continue your lifestyle. Because it's the same as a gastric bypass. You had this surgery, you decreased your intake. You were doing really, really well on this intake. Then all of a sudden, oh, I can eat this, I can eat that, I'm doing really good. I'm going to eat a little bit more of this. And then you gain it all back. So that's why it doesn't work. That's why it fails. That's why people gain it back, is because they go back to what they did before. And that's why it fails. So you have to make sure that you continue the lifestyle that you had. All right. Had horrible gas and bloat last evening after eating roasted broccoli and cauliflower supper. Those two things give you terrible gas. That's what they do. That's the kind of vegetables that they are. So, I mean, there's not really, you could do the digestive enzymes, and this is one of those great medications, or it's not medication, but this is a probiotic with digestive enzymes. I know you guys can't see it on the Recrea Health side very well, but if you're going to have something like that, you want to do digestive enzymes before it, because what really stinks with these GLPs is it keeps the food in your stomach longer. So what it's going to do is it's going to break down that stuff, but it's going to also stay in there longer, which is going to give you horrible gas. So I recommend taking a digestive enzyme before you eat something like that so that it can help you break it down easier so it's not giving you that horrible gas. That probably felt like the sulfur burps, and it was probably disgusting and nobody wanted to be around you. So these are fantastic. This ZenWise, it's women's probiotics. If you are, that's Teresa. So these are fantastic, Teresa. So I do highly recommend these. The other one that you can get is called Oxbile, Oxbile. Those are fantastic as well, but I really do like this one for digestive enzymes. And it does also have female health in it as well, but you can get it on my TikTok, on my Recrea Health page. You might have to scroll down a little bit. I haven't done a video on this one here at least recently, but you can find, actually I think I did over the weekend, but you can find this on there, and it's pretty inexpensive as well. So that's something you can try. So that is a lot of the products that I have. Anybody have any other questions at all? And I'm actually caught up. But when I got in trouble, it stopped pushing these out. So now I don't have as many of you on here, which is fine. We can have an intimate conversation between all of us. There's 13 to 14 on the Recrea Health, and then there's 13 to 14 on the Recrea Wellness page. So we're very intimate right now. So if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask, I am here for you. So I had talked about the 3 ways that this works. Side effects, we have the nausea is a big side effect. I recommend, that you talk with your provider. You make sure that you get on Zofran. Have Zofran available, especially when you are, going up in dose. You want to make sure you have that Zofran available. Bowels are extremely important. You want to make sure that you always are managing those bowels, because you are always at a risk for constipation. So that is extremely important. So definitely make sure, can you guys tell me if I'm still live on the Recrea Health page? It says I'm disconnected. Can you, am I still live with you guys on the Recrea Wellness page? Veronica, okay, you guys can still see me. Veronica, can you get on the Recreal Health page and tell me if I'm live on there? Oh, wait, I think it reconnected.
You're live.
Okay, because it disconnected for a few minutes. I'm sorry, guys, it disconnected for a few minutes. I don't know what happened there. It froze on my side. Okay, I'm back. Okay, sorry. Today's been a weird day on the lives. I don't know what's going on. And then my daughter, Ashlyn, wasn't supposed. She's down in Columbus at the big horse show, and she wasn't supposed to show until 2:00. And she just texted me and said that she screwed up big time. Darn it! And I was going to get off and watch her show, and I don't know what happened. So that stinks. Man, that stinks because she was super excited because her horse did actually really well this morning. And when she rode him, it's super early. So now she's going to be sad because it's her last year that she was going to do it. Darn it. All right. So what other questions do you guys have? All right. We have somebody here. What is the typical drop in blood sugar? If sugars are 70s, is that an issue? So if you are not a diabetic, interestingly enough, we do not see a drop in blood sugars. Now, 2 people out of thousands that I talk to, I have seen hypoglycemia. So that means there's something else going on with them. And so what we do is we recommend that you always eat protein every time that you eat. So I don't know what's going on with these other 2 people. Now, the one is wearing a monitor, but he is fine and he's managing it with protein. So typically, if you're running in the 70s, then no, you don't have an issue because actually, unless you're getting symptoms of a low blood sugar, then you should be fine. So that is okay. Dakota D, I thought I answered this, but I guess I didn't. You could stay on 15 milligrams forever. It's totally fine. Or if you're asking 15 units, that's totally fine too. So, that's completely fine. So the blood sugar issue is if every time you eat, make sure you're putting protein in your mouth. That balances out your blood sugar. You could do it with the protein waters. You could do it with protein shakes. You can do it with protein whatever, but you just want to make sure that you're eating the protein. I eat eggs in the morning for breakfast. How many? Too much. 1 egg has 6 grams of protein. Not very much. But you also got to worry about the cholesterol. You got to worry about the other things with eggs. But what I would say is, like 1 or 2 eggs with a shake, depending on your shake, then you're fine. But the thing is, you have to track your protein to get your protein throughout the day. So you need to, I like an app, it's called LifeSum. And that is it's free. It's an easy way to track. There's so many different apps out there. Just find one that you're used to that's comfortable for you to use. And that's what I would recommend. So if you can just find one that you're comfortable with and then just use that. So those are great. If everybody could please, because we got small numbers right now, but if everybody could please, yep, that's exactly how you spell it, Dakota D. If everybody could please share my live. If everybody could please follow my pages, that would be fantastic. My main page is Recrea Health. My backup page is Recrea Wellness. And as you can see, because I got in trouble on both pages today, that I get in trouble. So I need you to please follow both pages because you just never know. You just have no idea. So that would be fantastic if you could do that. All right. Does anybody else have any other questions? And then I think I posted it on both pages, but I know for sure it's on Recrea Wellness page, but I shared my journey. And I would really like if you guys could please put my journey out there because my journey has been an interesting one. And I decided that I wanted to go on this journey back when I was in nurse practitioner school because what had happened is I looked like that. And I was going out with a physician that was well over probably 300. And she was educated, and she was a diabetic, hypertension, high cholesterol, anything and everything you can name of that went with that. And she was telling a diabetic patient that he needed to eat healthier, that he needed to do this and do that. And I was sitting there and I'm looking at her shirt and there was food on it and you could see her belly outside of the shirt. And I was like, huh. And I'm looking like this and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, actually I was 20 more. And I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking, what in the world am I doing? I'm going to be telling people the same thing that she's telling people. And how am I going to do this with the right frame of mind? Because I can't do this. So that's when I went on my first crash and I lost 60 in 5 months, and the hard way. Starvation, 500 calories on the treadmill, an hour every day, the not healthy way. And it was brutal, but yay, I did it. And then I put it back on. It's what happens. So is it true that some people don't respond to GLPs? Yes. There are some people that don't respond to certain blood pressure meds. There are some people that respond to cholesterol meds. There are people that don't respond to chemo meds. It is a very common thing. So what we do as medical professionals, we thank God that there are different types of medications. That's why we have semaglutide, tirzepatide. That's why they're working on different ones. And what we can do is we can try different ones. So if somebody doesn't respond to one, we could try another one. But the good thing is, what I have found in my practice is a lot of times it's the teaching and educating that I need to do in order to help somebody respond. And that's what I do. So that is what I really am good about. Can type 2 ever go to non-diabetic? Okay. Great question, Dakota D. No, you can never get rid of diabetes. Diabetes is always going to be there. It's always something that you are going to have to constantly monitor, but you can manage it and keep it at bay. But you always have to monitor it and make sure that you're managing it and keeping it at bay. It will always be there, unfortunately. Yes, but you can always keep an eye on it. Are you on GLP now? Were you ever sorry new to this page? No. I am 100% still on it, and I will always be on it because I don't ever want to go back. Because I was a yo-yoer, and I was always at one extreme or the other every 6 months, and I never ever want to go back. And so I will stay on it, and I have been this W for about 2 years now, and I still struggle. I'm not going to lie. I still struggle. And I will always fight with you guys. I will fight for you guys. I'm fighting for myself, and I am here for all of us. And I will. And, and most of my family is on it as well, which is crazy. I have lots of friends on it. So I am national. I'm in 47 states. And yeah, a lot of us will always be on it because it is life changer. It is, I had an addiction issue and it was called food, and I am so happy that I was able to find something like this that has been able to change my life. And I get angry with people and I fight when they say, oh, just do diet and exercise and you'll be fine. Screw you. No, you are totally fine, Dakota D. I am an open book. I get, people will say stuff about my thin hair. Oh, that the GLP did that. No, this is me. This is, I've had this thin hair since I was in high school. It's totally fine. A lot of the people that are still hanging with us right now have been on here every week for several weeks, and I'm usually on here every day, and you're totally fine. I am an open book. You can ask me any question that you want. I'm 51. I do the hormones. I do the GLPs. Everything in our practice, we actually do to ourselves. And you are more than welcome to ask any question. I usually don't get offended. If I do, my cheeks turn bright red. It's not usually offended. I get more embarrassed, but you can ask anything. You are totally fine. I am just here to teach and educate, honestly. I want people to be safe. I want you to be able to take these medications and feel like you are comfortable, that you're safe, that you're healthy, because you can honestly get really sick on them. And that is really, truly the only reason why I'm here. I am a nurse practitioner. I have a clinic in Medina, Ohio. Thank you, Jose. Pre-diabetic means that you're diabetic pretty much close. But now, Jose, I was pre-diabetic, but I never took the push over. Well, so basically what pre-diabetic means is you're like right there. So pre-diabetic means that if you don't get your act in check and you don't get your weight in check, you don't get your lifestyle in check, you're going to push yourself overboard and you're going to be, but you're not. So you've never been put on meds. You've never been said that you actually are. So you're not a diabetic. So no, it doesn't actually mean that, Jose. So you actually didn't make that leap. So you're not labeled as that. So you don't have the actual diagnosis. So that's what's crazy. Now, when my mom fell and broke her hip and she was on GLPs, and so they put that on her chart. You want to talk about how crazy it was to get that removed off her chart, because she was never a diabetic. But since she was on a GLP, they just thought, oh, well, let's just say she's a diabetic because she's on a GLP. I'm like, she's not a diabetic. Don't be putting that on her chart. You're going to give her a pre-existing condition, and that's going to make it difficult for her. I'm like, don't be putting that on her chart. So it was like pulling teeth to get that removed off her chart. So you're wrong, Jose. Pre-diabetic doesn't automatically give you the ICD-10 diagnostic code of diabetes. So don't let them put that on your chart. I've been really sick on Z, but I continued with it. Did you muscle through it, Foxamilla? Because if you stay on the same dose and you don't go up, then you should be able to feel better, and you will eventually not have those side effects. But make sure you have Zofran. I've been user bunch of numbers. I've been following you for a while, and I'm ready to get started on my journey. DM us user. We would love to have you in our family. And that's what we consider everybody as part of the family. We would love to have you, user. Definitely reach out to us. We cover 47 states. The only 3 that we don't cover, sorry, can't count on my fingers, I guess, today, because I said 2, is Wisconsin, Kansas, and New York, but we can definitely take care of you. Our S is $2.99 in most states, and our T is $4.50 in most states, but we would love to have you. Carolyn, I just started SEMA. 0.2 1 week ago today. I hope you feel great. It's a wonderful thing. It's a life changer. That's for darn sure. Dakota D, I'm glad you haven't got sick, because getting sick on these is not fun. Not fun at all. I was predicting for years, and unfortunately am now so. Oh, I don't know what you mean. Always have to get your ducks in a row. Most days my ducks are in a row, but a lot of times they're a little bit scattered, but they're usually kind of in a row most of the time. Yeah, I always say be like a duck and let the water run off, but man, them feet under that water sure are running hard. Pre-diabetic. I gotcha. I thought maybe you were a psychic. God, I love it. All right. Sorry, Mama D. All right. S is $2.99 a month, most states, and T is $4.50 a month in most states. So just DM. I'm only going to say DM from now on, because every time I say anything different, I get in trouble. Oh, for Pete's sake. Grandma coming out. Okay. But $2.99 for most states and $4.50 for most states for T. So just DM us. I'm going to write that across my forehead. DM. Only DM. Yeah. Okay. You guys catch the drift, right? All right. Okay. So if you're ever getting nauseous or anything like that, please reach out to your providers and make sure that you get Zofran. Zofran is the best because it doesn't make you sleepy. It's definitely something that you can. Is there LipoBurn? Is the LipoBurn a multivitamin on its own, or do you still need a multivitamin? It's not a multivitamin because it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, like your calcium. It does have vitamin D in it. It does have vitamin C in it, but it doesn't have a lot of the other stuff in it. So no, it's not a multivitamin, but it does have several of them in it. But so I would still want you to take a multivitamin on top of it. But it does definitely have a lot of stuff, good stuff in it. So you can DM us about that too. I am now, so you have time, Jose. My suggestion is get moving and change, not your ducks. Dakota D, you're having some finger. Oh, mine almost came out wrong. Okay, moving on. Stacy, hi Angela. I just love to pop on here sometimes just to tell everyone how amazing you are. Thank you, Stacy. I am just having a good old time today. You know, the words aren't working right. I've already been in trouble. It's just going fantastic. And Dakota's D's fingers aren't working properly. And I almost said something wrong a few minutes ago. It's just a great day. And Dakota's D is having trouble with her ducks and trying to tell Jose something about ducks. And it's just a good day, guys. We're just having a good day. You know, what can we say? It's water. I swear, it's water. And Propel. That's all it is. I promise. I promise. All right. But I'm working on my 64 to 80 ounces of water today. All right. Really, truly, I am. All right. What other questions do you guys have? So let's talk about hormones. Oh, Dakota D says it's arthritis in her fingers. No, not so fun. So that is a good segue into hormones, Dakota D, because if you have pain in your fingers or pain elsewhere in other joints, then you might have a problem with your hormones, because when you start having hormone issues, things like pain could be a part of that. So if you're ever interested, for $199, you can get your hormones tested. So we not only just say, oh, you're a woman, here's your hormones. We actually do, based off of symptoms and labs, we tell you individualized dosing for your hormones. And we could do that in 47 states as well. So, you know, anytime you want to figure out your hormones, you can just let us know. I'm on the highest dose of S and just not L-ing anymore. So when you're not L-ing anymore, oh, North Dakota, it's the name Dakota D. Yes, we can take care of you in North Dakota, Miss Dakota D. And we definitely would love to take care of you. So just reach out to us. DM. Dear God, TikTok. All right. So we can definitely, so Kathy, when you start that stall, what I highly recommend is that you reach out to us and we can help you with a free consultation. Because what we have to do is, one, we have to look at your BMI. Because when you get to that 24.9 to 28, or say you've just had a big L, you're going to hit a stall. So LipoBurn is fantastic for that. But also we have to look at the calories. We have to look at your age. We have to look at activity level, protein. There's so much that goes into it of things that we have to look at. And that is what that free consultation can do. So I highly recommend reaching out to my team and we can go over that with you. So if you could please, reach out, we can go over that with you. LipoBurn is really good for that too, because it has fat burning in it. It has all natural vitamins, which is really great. But it has the all that information all the vitamins in there, and that can help you. But then it also has energy support as well as the immune support in it also. So if you would like, you can reach out to us and we can go over that with you also. But DMing us is fantastic and we would love to talk with you. So please reach out anytime through DM. All right. There you go. Is the lipo burn used temporarily or long term? It can be either or because it's safe. It's vitamins. So it's just full of vitamins. So, you know, any of it is totally fine. It's like B6, B12. It has all sorts of wonderful things. It has PABA. I always want to flip those around. Which also has hair support in it. Biotin, which is good for your hair as well. So it has all that wonderful stuff in there. So it was funny. I actually had a stall. I actually have been within 4 pounds for probably about 2 years now. And I was like, all right, I'm going to start taking this stuff because I am, whatever I tell you guys about, I've tried myself. So I was like, you know, I'm going to start trying this stuff myself. So I bought some at the clinic and I'm like, all right, I'm going to start it. So I started it. And I actually started losing. I'm like, this is really cool. So I forgot it at the office for a long weekend and I didn't take it. And then I just forgot to start taking it again. And I gained like 2 pounds, like a pound back or 2 pounds, something like that. And I'm like, what in the world? I was like, oh, I wasn't taking this. So then I restarted it and then that started dropping back off again. So it really does work. So I really do like it. And it turns your pee like a lemonade color, but it really does work. Because if you don't need certain vitamins, they're water soluble and your body just drops them, so, which is super cool. So yeah, it really is kind of a good vitamin to take. And it does give you that energy as well. So just something to think about. And it's not that expensive. We actually only charge $70. So if you're interested, DM. All right, DM. So TikTok doesn't get mad at me. All right, guys. Any other questions? Please share my live. Please follow both my pages. And Kathy, thank you for the rose. I really, really do appreciate it. I guess I'm allowed to ask for them now. I wasn't before allowed to ask for them because in the past, I guess you could get in trouble for that. So thank you for those things. And if you feel it in your souls to give me roses, I would really appreciate it. All right. The one time I asked for food on there, and it was really cool to see the different foods that you can give because I didn't know there was such a thing until somebody showed me. Fox and Mill, thank you for the rose. I do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. I really do enjoy doing these. It's really kind of cool. I didn't know that this was a thing up until just quite a few, maybe like 6 months ago. And it's cool having this amazing platform that I can just be myself and have fun until I get in trouble. So, you know, definitely follow me. I do welcome any content that you would suggest that I put up. So if you ever think of anything that you want to know, heck, somebody the other day asked me about Dulcolax being bowel addicting versus Miralax. I put that video up and I don't even know what it's up to now, but it's like 80,000 views or something. So if you ever think of something that you want me to do a video on, I'll be more than happy to. Okay, I have a question for you guys. When you get a chance, and you can DM me this, or if you know of it off the top of your head now, what is on your vials? So, for instance, if you're on semaglutide, or whenever you get a chance, if you're on tirzepatide, what is your concentration? So what I mean by that, because actually I'm going to do a video on this, because my pricing is a little bit higher, I think, than most places. I only use the highest concentration available. So what I mean by when I say that is my concentration for semaglutide is 5 milligrams / 1 ml. My tirzepatide is 20 milligrams / 1 ml. Now, when you look at your vials, look to see, is it 2.5 milligrams / 1 ml or 5 milligrams / 1 ml? And then I have heard that tirzepatide can go down to like 12 milligrams / 1 ml. So I'm curious to see what is your dosing. Because I had somebody in here from one of the very, very, very famous, I don't know if you'd say famous, but popular online pharmacies that are very inexpensive, but they are only doing 2.5 milligram of 1 ml, and they did not want to increase her. And she left because they would not increase her, and she wasn't having any more L. So I'm going to do a video on it, but I don't know how to word it. So I'm probably going to have to do multiple videos on it before I get a response on it. But I'm just curious if you could please look at your vials if you don't get them from us. Okay, so somebody did respond, and it's 2.5 milligrams / 1 ml. So what I've seen happening is you never get... So, Carolyn, what you need to do, though, is you need to look at... So if you see how White Cloud wrote it, there's actually the concentration is going to be how White Cloud wrote it. So you're getting 0.25 of a 1 ml, but that is your dose, not the concentration. So I've got to figure out how to do a video of what the concentration versus what the dose is. So I've got to figure that out because it's completely different. And the dosing, because I know we're expecting a lot out of people, especially when we're having you guys mix it. And that is another thing that is a big problem. Last week, I had to send somebody to the emergency room on here because he was given his medication and a powder with the bacteriostatic water. He had to mix it up. Then he and his girlfriend ended up giving the top dose and ended up making both of them very ill, and they had to go to the hospital. Fortunately, he was able to get on our live and was able to talk to us, all of us, and we were, able to convince him. So it's really scary to me, and that's why I do what I'm doing, is to make sure that you guys are safe, because it's really scary to me how sick you guys can get on, how sick all of us can get on this. So I really want to make sure that you guys are safe. So that really is important to me, is making sure that you're safe. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm here. So, I really want to make sure that you guys have everything that you need to give you everything that you need as well. So I'm just, okay. Oh, that's just people coming on. That's why I didn't buy from a gray market, because no nurse don't know how to mix it. Exactly. That's what scares me. It's very scary. It is very, very scary. I have actually had nurses, Jose, mess up because they didn't understand what the instructions were. Now, let that sink in. The nurses have actually messed up. So it is very scary what is going on out there and what we're expecting. I am currently looking at a bigger opportunity, and I work with a pharmacy that pre-fills syringes for me, and it's amazing. So when you work with me, you get pre-filled syringes, so you don't have to actually draw the medication up yourself. And so that I take away a lot of the guesswork, which is, I feel, phenomenal. And I can't find any other pharmacy that's willing to do this. And that's, it could be, I don't know, it could be a problem, but we'll see. I love my pharmacy. I love who they are. I'm not affiliated with any pharmacy. I'm not paid by anybody to do this. This is just my team and I that are doing this. We're located in Medina, Ohio. So if you ever need anything or you have any questions, just DM me. just reach out. We're here for you. The only thing I do is buy from Lily Direct, but they send me vials. So yeah, and that's a possible thing too. Jose, if you ever need me, I'm here. I am. So even with that, it scares me. I know, right? But I'm here. Ever need questions? You ever need to be face to face, we can do that too. That's not a problem. Telehealth, it's not a problem. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that. But I'm here to keep you guys safe. So definitely an opportunity. We can definitely help you with whatever you need. So just DM anytime, screenshot. Absolutely 100%. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. We're repeating things now, but 100% I'm here to answer any questions that you may ever have, and that is my story. I thank you all for everything that you did today, all of your questions. Thank you for bearing with me, even though I got in trouble and our numbers dropped tremendously. My marketing team says, don't worry about the numbers, Ange. You know what, though? I am always here for you, and thank you so much. I might not be here tomorrow because I got to run down to Columbus and stuff, but I will definitely be here on Thursday. So if you have any questions at all, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Please follow both of my pages, Recrea Health and Recrea Wellness. And I do have some wonderful products for sale on my Recrea Health page. And you have a wonderful day as well. You guys are fantastic. I love you dearly. And I'm here for you. Thank you guys. Bye. Oh. Oh man, I should have done 5 more minutes.